The fight between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach was widely seen as an easy payday for Tank, with many expecting another highlight reel knockout. Roach, the reigning 134 WBA champion, was moving up to lightweight to face Davis, a daunting task on paper to many. However, these two had sparred frequently in the amateurs and had also been around each other on the circuit for years. On fight night, Roach had a similar build to Tank, possibly he was even bigger in some respects. But he proved he had the tools to frustrate, exploit and outwork Davis. In this film study, let's break down the key areas where Lamont Roach was able to challenge Tank. First up, we all know Tank Davis is one of the most dangerous punchers in the sport. However, for the most part, he operates as a counter puncher, looking to box and move around his opponent and lure them into the perfect counter shot. He typically plants his feet before exploding with his backhand.
Take yourselves that old time. And he just ducked underneath that left hook, but got caught. Oh! What a shot! What a missile strike by Davis!
In the earlier rounds though, it was actually Roach who was applying the pressure, and of course this was an orthodox versus southpaw battle, and in many cases, pushing back the southpaw is the key in preventing them from getting that dominant foot position and not letting them get set. Roach mostly advanced behind a high guard, looking to close the gap and capitalise on moments when Tank would plant his feet. When Davis went into the high guard himself, Roach targeted those openings by letting his hands go and exploiting gaps in the defence. However, he still had to be cautious. Despite his pressure, Roach remained defensively aware, especially early on and even in the later rounds. He frequently transitioned from a high guard to an L guard stance. Instead of standing firm and relying on waist movement, like the traditional shoulder roll you see Floyd Mayweather or James Toney use, he instead often stepped back in this fight to take the sting off of Davis's big single power shots.
Starting to heat up here. Yeah, keeping this fight in the center of the ring, I like that. Where have we seen this before? 45 seconds left. Shovel uppercut coming back from Tank.
This approach carried risks though, and mistiming a defensive switch against a puncher like Tank could mean getting knocked out with one clean shot. That said though, Roach did an excellent job of blocking and parry Tank's left hand with his own backhand.
Remember the last time I've seen Tank take this many clean punches on the ground. The judges have preferred Roach. It's an interesting spot.
Even when Davis landed, the deflection reduced impact significantly in my opinion, while his lead arm would protect his body as well. This Tank can actually be a very underrated body puncher at times. By the second half of the fight though, Tank was clearly frustrated by his inability to land the clean shot he wanted. He started committing more at mid-range, standing his ground to trade. However, Roach continued using his shoulder roll and backhand parries to deflect the left hand, which created opportunities for him to counter immediately. Roach frequently responded with his own right hand, and at times mixed in the counter left hook as well.
Pressure on those ringside judges in this one. Wow.
Oh, there it is. And Davis just got backed up with a counter right from Roach.
Additionally, Tank's tendency to load up on punches often put him off balance or squared up, giving Roach a perfect chance to land those sharp counter rights. The fact that Roach consistently returned fire after Tank's biggest shots seemed to make Davis hesitant in fully opening up, as he knew he would likely be met with a counter.
Roach continues to land the right hand. Game of Thrones action, because this Game of Thrones is getting interesting. Another right hand, another right left by Roach. Exchange.
As the fight went on, Tank relied more on a high guard, but Roach capitalised on this by attacking with hooks around the guard and to the body, and would also find the openings through the high guard down the middle with uppercuts and jabs. For me, Tank's lack of head movement when using the defensive posture in the second half of the fight made him a much easier target for Roach.
Just from Davis. Chip affair. Looking to become a simultaneous two-division champion, looking to pull up. So good success here for Roach in round 7. Oh, and a right hand by Roach. Another right. Right uppercut on the inside. Combinations from Roach. And you're right, though, Abner, as you keep saying, don't fall in love with it, but it's effective. Better defense. There's a jab there.
Yeah.
Roach in the body, so
not consistent for him to read.
good left hand from Roach. Counter right hand lands by the challenger. We've got just over a round left. And he's doing a great job here in round 11 as well.
Maybe him getting...
Perhaps he should have stuck to his counterpunching game plan from the start, forcing Roach to walk into something, instead of just allowing him to dictate the exchanges for the most part. Having watched this fight back and studied it, I personally felt Roach was robbed in this fight. While Tank had some good explosive moments, they were too infrequent. He didn't seem to have a clear answer for breaking down Roach's approach beyond hoping to land that big left shot. But every time he tried, Roach's defense and counters were there to meet him. Not to mention, that knee should have been given as a count, and that would have probably given Roach the decision. This has been Jamie from Boxing Life. Love to hear your thoughts on the fight. Did you think Lamont Roach won? Or was the draw a fair result? I'd love to know. As always guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.